All right, welcome back to the Roast Yourself podcast, brought to you by Coffee Bean Corral and Current Crop Roasting Shop. I'm Stephen Burnett with Coffee Bean Corral in Jackson, Mississippi, and with me as always is Catherine Mansell, Certified Q Grader and Director of Current Crop Roasting Shop in New Orleans, Louisiana. Catherine, how is it going?
It's going well. Last week we had the coffee festival, and that was really great. We've had a lot of people come in the shop, signing up for classes. And
awesome.
I'm doing a bunch of quality checks today.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, we had the best of intentions to sit down and do like a podcast there in person at Coffee Fest.
Yeah.
And then, wouldn't you know it, we both were like running around like chickens with our heads cut off and the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think we did get like the video of my presentation survived. I think there's video of yours. I don't know. I heard the audio status was kind of uncertain.
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to post that?
It's something that we'll be able to use. Yeah.
Look, AI can do anything now. We're just going to have AI just work on it. So AI, take it and work on it.
Just fix all of these things.
Say what she's saying. Yeah. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. So best of intentions aside, now we're getting back into the roast yourself game, because each week we set aside about 10 minutes to field questions from home coffee roasters and professionals alike about roasting, tasting, and most importantly, enjoying coffee. You can send your questions to questions@riypod.com. That's questions@riypod.com to get a nice shout out from us in an upcoming episode, and of course to get your question answered. Now, this week's question comes from Guy G, who writes, "Hey y'all, which is a great way to talk to us. I really enjoy your videos and learn a lot from them. I live in Northwest Arkansas, but if I'm ever in Jackson or New Orleans, I will definitely stop by your respective stores. It'll feel like meeting a rock stars." Well, you will be so disappointed. I can promise you that. So disappointed. But we'd love to have you, yes. So come on by. My questions concern roast level and weight loss percentages. I have a roast level card that has percentages of weight loss from first crack, and he puts that at 10.3%, through burnt 16.6%, with 6 levels in between those two. I roast on a Be More 2000 AB. It's a little hard to exactly replicate roast levels in back-to-back roasts. Now, I'm just going to pause right there. That's true. And a lot of these roasters, home roasters especially, are not designed to be run continuously. Mm-hmm. And so some of them, if you are running them continuously, you can damage them. And I know I'm talking to a lot of people that are like, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway. And I am one of those people, but it is a risk. I want to say that. The other thing is that what you can do to help kind of even out if you want to do a back-to-back roast is to do a little preheat action on the Be More first. That way you already get the interior hot and nothing is robbing heat from the coffee beans. So that was my warning, and then my advice on how to do the thing I just warned you not to do. Don't worry about it. So it's hard to replicate roast back-to-back. First real question, how big of a percentage swing would be okay to combine in your opinion? Say one batch is 12.7, like exactly city, according to the chart, and another is 13% between city and city plus. Would it be okay to combine these? Well, okay, Catherine, let's talk about combining coffees, because a lot of times people do this, and they do it because they want to have a larger volume than what their roaster can put out. Yeah. So what do you think about combining 12.7% weight loss to 13?
Yeah, I would definitely do it. He has a guide for his weight loss percentages on here, and they're incredibly specific. The way that I do mine is I have a range. So generally anything between, this is me roasting on the Aleo, so this is the weight loss percentage for that specifically. But when I roast, I'll have anywhere between 12 to 13.5% moisture loss is my city roast. And then City Plus is anywhere between 13.6 up to 15.5. So I have a bit of a range. So even if it's not as exact, I mean, that's 0.3 percentage off. Those roasts are going to be so close together taste-wise, especially, with the way that you're roasting it. I would definitely combine those unless you're tasting them and they have a very extreme sort of difference. then I would keep them separate. But if they taste the same and the weight loss is that close, I think it would be okay.
Yeah, I think that's right. I'll just read them off. So they call it City Minus. I think we call it cinnamon roast in our terminology, but 11.5% for that. City Roast 12.7, City Plus 13.3. So we're talking about a half a degree or half a percent swing from City to City Plus.
Yeah.
14.5 is Full City, 15.1 Full City Plus, 15.6 is like a dark roast French. That does feel like a very tight. And most of the time, I see these things talked about in ranges, as you said. And there are different ones. Like if you look up, moisture content range for, a Full City, you're going to get a variety of answers to that question, to that query. But I mean, that to me is indicative, and this is just my experience as well, that some coffee beans are going to lose more weight under the same conditions than others. And I think moisture content, moisture loss is a helpful differentiator for exactly what Guy is using it for, which is to match up to coffees that have been roasted that otherwise look the same. Maybe you've got, I used to do this. I used to do in my fresh roast, half pound of coffee per roast. And I wanted maybe 2 pounds of coffee. I was going to give one to one friend, one to another friend, that kind of thing. I'm very generous with coffee. But I would roast 4 roasts, and then I would check moisture content loss and match up the ones that were the closest, because visually the coffees look the same. Visually, everything about them, the times weren't terribly off. So I figured, okay, to break the tie, so to speak, I'm going to look at moisture content loss and see what the difference is.
Yeah.
But there is definitely a range. Go ahead.
Well, looking at his range, his 15.6% in my guide would still be a City Plus roast. My ranges are, say it's 12 to 13.9 and then 14 to 15.9. So there's quite a bit of a range there. So I think it's really, really tight, just like you said.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, 18 to 20 is dark roast territory, at least in my experience, my mind.
Yeah.
But again, you're gonna have coffee that has less moisture content to begin with is not going to have as much weight loss. So that's another part of it as well. There's not as much to evacuate. So anyway, there's a lot of things here. I think a more reliable determination for like, home roasters like us, it would be like, yes, color, but I'm looking at like oil. I'm looking for, is the bean that I'm looking at here, has it gone through first crack? Is it glossy? Mm-hmm. Or is it kind of a matte appearance?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if it's through first crack and it's got a matte appearance, we're still on the south side of that medium. Yeah. Maybe we're very close.
Yeah.
But if I see a glossy bean, now I know I'm into that medium roast and approaching the second crack.
Yeah.
Of course, if you see any oil on it, well, now you're in that kind of like, you're very close to dark roast. If you see a lot, you're at dark roast. So those kind of things. I think sometimes the color change can be so gradual that our brains just adjust to it all the time. It can be really hard to tell. The number of times I've taken a roast out of the roaster and been surprised by what I see, even though I was watching it the whole time.
Yeah.
I think it's a gradual thing, and it can be difficult. But at least to me, are we talking about like, do I see any shininess, any glossiness, or am I still kind of a matte appearance? That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but this in the Be More, you get a little bit of it's a little harder to tell visually with that level of detail.
Yeah.
Because there's a front light that shoots back, which you don't want the other way. You don't want it shooting at your face.
Right, yeah.
It shoots back, but the metal cage can reflect some of that back at you, so it can be kind of difficult to tell visually.
Yeah.
I will say this too. Can I just say one more thing? I know I'm just yapping, but he's really close. He's very consistent with these numbers. I mean, he did 2 of them. One of them was 12.7. The other was you're 0.3 of a percentage point.
Yeah.
So you've got the consistency down between these roasts. I wouldn't worry about it in terms of like, oh, this is going to be radically different. That's really not that different.
Yeah.
I just think that the chart you're using is very very tight, and look compare it to other ones on the internet. Compare it to other people's charts and see what you get, and go with an aggregate there. Go with an average, because I think that's more helpful in your case. But obviously, you're getting very consistent roast. I didn't even finish this question. Any insight or guidance as far as roast level descriptors as they pertain to weight loss and look and taste would be appreciated. Oh, there we go. We answered it without even getting there. But yeah, I think that's good. The most important thing. What's the most important thing, Catherine? We say all the time with coffee. What's the most important thing?
What's it taste like?
What's it taste like? Is it good? Yeah. And I think if you're giving coffee away, if you're selling coffee, take a little sample out of there. Make you a little AeroPress with a little bit, and put them together and see what they taste like. See if it's good. You can absolutely do that. So there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, Catherine, have we squeezed all of the information out of the weight loss, the moisture loss discussion?
No, definitely not. There's much more. There's so much more to it.
So much more. Yeah. So much more. But yeah, we try and focus on the practical stuff because we like to help people like today with their coffee roast. So, but look, if you know more about moisture loss than we do and moisture content loss and all that kind of stuff, put it in the comments. Let us know. Let Guy know, hey, look, here's another tip for you to help you get the most out of consistent roast on the Be More and target exactly the roast level that you want. Yeah. Put that in the comments and help us out. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it, which is a lot. And if you did, we'd love it if you would share this on your social media, share it with friends, like it, subscribe to our podcast, check out the other videos on Coffee Bean Corral Official. We've got a bunch of videos teaching you how to roast, say, on the Be More and other coffee roasters as well. We would really, really appreciate it. It helps the podcast grow. We cannot do that without you. We'd also like you to follow us on our social media accounts, Coffee Bean Corral, Current Crop, and of course the Roast It Yourself podcast on Instagram. Then we've got Facebooks for the other two. Check those out, you guys. Be friends with us. Send us pictures of your coffee roasting setup and the wonderful things you do with coffee. And yeah, it's just a great thing to do. We could not do this without the folks that have been working overtime to put videos together for us in the last week and make it good. And we've been hitting uploads back and forth to each other like tennis balls. And so you guys, thank you so much for the work you've been doing on that to make this thing come together. Remember, dear listeners, send any questions you have about coffee roasting in general or coffee in general, coffee roasting in particular, to questions@riypod.com. Otherwise, have a great day and happy roasting.
Thanks, Guy.